everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition. It's August 3, 1943 in this campaign where the Allies fighting against the tyranny of the Japanese as they tried to expand and take territories in the Pacific that were not rightfully theirs, and we are making progress. By no means are we back to pre-1941 level or territories, so we haven't, we're not um, back to all the territories we owned before 41, but we are having some success in certain areas. You can see here we're invading Dutch New Guinea, although technically we did that when we took Hollandia. But we are also trying to snag Ambon. We will be assaulting Ambon today, and we'll see how it goes. Here we've hit the port of Manokwari, and trying to soften up the troops here as we try to unload. Hopefully they don't cause us much problems as we try to unload. Here we have yeah, some troops unloading here. Wow, that's a lot of disabled. Fortunately, it's only disabled, but that's just a lot. That's a third of a division right there. That's another, I was talking about the APAs last video. That's another nice thing about these APAs. They have their own guns. I think the APs do too, but it seems like these guys are designed for amphibious invasions and therefore are going to be better equipped for a quick unload, but also for self-protection. The nice thing about Manokwari that is he's not going to be real thrilled about, and man, our subs are just not cutting it today. He's not going to be thrilled about the fact that now I can bomb Babeldaub, well, certainly a lot easier than from where we are at Hollandia. I don't think we even have the range at Hollandia if we did extended, but I haven't actually checked that because that's not something I've considered doing yet. I think for one, Hollandia still has a ways to go to build up to support heavy bombers. In any case, it certainly has to build up to support a lot of them. We're going to hit Chiang Mai today, as can probably be deduced from our sweep over it. Although that's not always true. We have had the occasional mishap where we set up you know, I forget to switch the sweeps over to the new target. All right, so this is Sally's, and it looks like he's bombing our battleships, which is, you know, okay. So I need to cap this. I was trying to get some P-38s over here. But now I can see he's flying from Monado, so that gives me a target. All right, so he flies in with 14 Sallies. He does have escort. That's okay. 10 Oscars. And yeah, so we take some damage to equivalent of 500-pound bombs. These are carrying, first of all, it's extended range, or maybe Monado, it just isn't level 4 airfield. Maybe that's what it is. So it's not really extended range, but he just can't have a full loadout. Well, I mean, I'm happy that he couldn't bring two 250-kilogram bombs. Um, so this is going to be a problem. We'll have to get some cap over here. That's fine. We shall do so. Yeah, this isn't ideal if he's hitting our transports. These, well, that might not be good. I think that's too, yeah, this ship is sunk. Um, 2 bomb hits, that's going down. We are assaulting here, though, and if we take it, I can't remember what all's here. I may be able to bring some fighters to cap directly over Ambon. So we'll cross our fingers that we're actually going to take this and take it this turn. All right, so this is a road construction company, but he has 2 things here, so I don't see what else is here. So that doesn't help me. I don't know much. But certainly he's probably built up the forts. I'm not going to bother. I don't want to get mired down somewhere, when my real objective was to just be a harassment. Speaking of which, wonder where my bombing of his... Yeah, there it is. I was going to say bombing of Ambon, but here we go. Well, that's a poor showing. But we should have more coming. I've got B-24s from Darwin also. Unless maybe those came in already. I wasn't paying attention to the vector from which they were coming. Yeah, major flooding. We're gonna lose that destroyer escort. It's a shame. Okay, this time he's a bit more coordinated with 17 of these bombers. But with our heavy flak, I think we're forcing him to drop, and not with great accuracy. We're destroying some, and he may lose several on the way, you know, on ops losses. We can only hope, right? So our transport got hit there. We may lose that as well because these are, you know, they're they're going to be laden with who knows what and probably burn up, you know. Although that only took one bomb hit. It does say on fire though. We'll see. All right. So, yeah. Okay, so I think, you know, I hate to lose a... Alright, we're just bombing this Naval Guard unit to soften it up, but, okay, I forgot to move these Vengeance ones. That's okay. We'll be happy to hit Pegu a bit more. I actually like this. Provided we don't lose a bunch of these Vengeances, I'm okay with that. Alright, we finally got a little damage in on his troops. There we go. There's our B-24s from Australia. We are assaulting here, so hopefully we're doing something. Even if we're not damaging his troops, hopefully we're messing with his disruption and fatigue. Yep, got another notification of major flooding. Yep, there we go. Well, come on, full H. Why didn't you get off the ship before it sank? You had a few hours? Alright, so we're just still unloading there. Still unloading here. Alright, let's get into the land action. Hopefully take Ambon. Bring some fighters over. If not, I've got a lot of carriers. We'll cover that for sure next time. Alright, so his bombardment damages him. Kind of gives us another glimpse of what he has. We have a lot of AV here. Let's see how it goes. So here's our deliberate attack. We've bombarded it, bombed it. I think, you know, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna have to take it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we didn't take it, and the odds were 1 to 2, but he's pretty beat up, and we take very few casualties. We'll take it next turn, and I'll for sure cap this base one way or another. We'll cover it, no problem. And we'll just keep attacking until we take it. That's all there is to that. Dealey, Airfield 8, nice. I'm I'm having supply issues there, but I think I'll have enough to get P-38s also flying cap. That should pretty much take care of his bombing missions for sure. I feel like. But I'll probably pick out one or two squadrons of fighters that are on carriers and also do a long range cap with those. Okay, I wanted to interject this and talk about the Cleveland we already knew got hit. It got hit by a torpedo, the I-25, and then we destroyed the I-25. But these battleships just tanked those bombs. Now they may be damaged, have like some, see for example, we've got some gun damage here. We're gonna have to get that repaired and things like that. I do think it's cool to have the Arizona here on the front lines. Okay, other than that, we've still got a lot of troops on these ships. See, I'm still using APs, which are heavily disappointing me. We'll rectify that before we do any more invasions. I'm gonna scour. See these? All these APAs just completely empty. And the AKAs are all empty, and the AKs are sitting here still unloading. The Alara is in pretty bad shape, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're just going to see if we can get it. You know what? I could just leave it here, but it's got a lot of stuff. Yeah, it might not make it back anyway. I was gonna say I could try to run back somewhere and unload, but it probably won't make it back there anyway. So we'll just keep it here. Um, the cap I was talking about to jump to new topics, I needed supplies to use drop tanks, and now I can. And also we're size 8, so we should have a lot better ability to operate our air force here. We'll get we'll double this aviation support. It's just going to be crazy the amount of things we're going to be able to do from DLE moving forward. And then especially when it flips to level 9. Ambon will not get that big. We'll get up to 6. But if I would have taken it this turn, I would have brought some fighters over. I think I have some. Oh no, I don't. I thought I had some Oh yeah, I do right here. I do have aviation support and more unloading. So as soon as I capture this base, fighters are going to just come in here. Now that said, look at the air damage. Airfield damage is 100, so maybe not. But anyway, one last thing, there might be 100 things that I want to talk about, but let's just move on. The other thing, by the way, he has two small things here. We've got like significant thing going on here, significant invasion. We're gonna do an attack. Now I'm gonna make sure, not these guys, because I don't want these base forces to be getting depleted in combat. We got armor and we got infantry assaulting these engineers. Everybody's going to be able to kick in to repair this, but and it's not that badly damaged. He will probably have this level 6 airfield, but sorry, fortifications, but we're gonna hit it anyway and see how that goes. And next, let's just talk about and one more thing. Sorry, we will assault this again. We're in decent enough shape that we're just gonna hit that again. Okay, now looking at air losses, we did shoot up a bunch of his bombers, but they're all here in flak 9 and 4 ops, or sorry, 6. Ours is 4. So it's likely he lost a lot of sallies on the way back. So 15 to 4. We'll take those ratios. Although I don't like losing a ship over it, but that's fine. 12 sallies total and two other sallies to ops. So he has some different versions here. He has a Tojo lost to ops as well. We lost Yep, I knew we were going to lose air transport and a couple other things. This is doable. I hope he lost several pilots just because that benefits us. And then we can take a look at this real fast. We lost a 5-point destroyer escort. That's unfortunate. But like I said, we'll get some cap in here and we'll um, push on. Thanks. I'll see you soon. August 4. And it is now August 4, 1943. Let's see if we can get Ambon today. Gonna be unloading some more things, some more troops. We got some cap over both these invasion sites. Should be okay today, but we'll see how it goes. Not remembering what the AKL is there for. Could be any number of reasons. Now this okay. By the way, Manikwari, the amount of troops there is kind of small, so I think we should be able to take it. We will be assaulting today. Well, of course, when I say assaulting, it'll be deliberate attack. I'm not doing anything crazy. I don't know what his fortifications are, and I don't feel like getting trashed by some kind of strong defense or bad rolls. So we'll just do a deliberate attack at both Ambon and Manikwari, and we'll see how we go. Also, I am loading up my Indian troops for the Port Blair invasion. That is happening today. I don't know how quickly they'll be loaded, but I will not start marching toward Pegu and Rangoon just yet. There's an artillery unit that's heading toward Pegu. So that gives that a chance to catch up a little bit. It's like a day or so behind. And, in other words, maybe we can get some extra artillery for our Pegu operation. There's some little, not very strong bombardments as we unload here, both places for that matter. And the response, the artillery response isn't that great either. 6 coastal guns, for example. But I don't think it's enough to disrupt or fatigue him. So we're only going to be dealing with, so I just anticipated this would be a miss. We did get a hit. That should sink. All right. So one less sub chaser on the board. But yeah, he's spotting us here. Whoops, sorry about that. I hit the wrong key there. But I don't know what he's going to do today. He may decide that he had fun over Ambon and not risk it, but we do have a lot of cap now. I should have put the cap up last turn, but I wanted to, well, it's very silly. I wanted to get the P-38s. I couldn't because I couldn't get the drop tanks. So they were not able to get there. And I did not commit, I should use that term. I did not commit any air units to from the carriers. And therefore I had no cap. Well, you saw the results of that. So today we'll see if he bombs us, and if so, we may have an answer for him. If he doesn't, that's fine. I'm not upset if we cap it for no reason or to no effect. Anyway, we're hitting the supplies here, so that's good. Keep him having to ship stuff in. Yeah, that's our sweeps. We're just Just doing our thing there. Over. Okay, so we may have a sub there. Sorry, Japanese have a sub there. I'm trying to get some anti ASW activity going in that exact hex southwest of Calcutta. All right. Um, okay, so we're bombing here. You can see our cap there. We're doing a little bit of damage. Minimal. Yeah, now he can see we have cap here. I don't see my F6Fs. Thought I set those up to go cap there. I might have messed something up. Yeah, this is where I have some ASW action. Now, I say that these are minesweeps. I'm not expecting them to be amazing at this task. The goal is to um, basically show him that we're here and we don't like his operation there. All right, Wu Chang and yeah, you can see here 0 on defense he's gonna have more than 0, but basically his assault value is pretty low. We should be okay capturing that. Should be okay capturing this, but who knows, right? It looks like he pulled something off. I don't think we destroyed anything, but there again, oh, I think he had 3 before. I don't know. Anyway, moving forward. So here's our deliberate attack at Manakwari. We should carry it. I mean, obviously we should. 1 unit. Okay, here we go. There we go. We capture it. He retreats instead of surrenders. That's fine. I'm not stressed about being a covering all potential retreat routes. We'll just bomb him the rest of the way to finish him off. We did destroy his little small element, this AF unit, and we take very few casualties. This is going to be an amazing base because Hollandia to Manakwari is a long stretch. But now we can put Dauntlesses here and other things and really cover the local waters and get some even short range fighters will have time to cover Sarong. We'll be in really great shape now with this base. We do have to build it up, and that's the downside because he didn't build it up for us. Wonder why not. Okay, let's see how we do. I'm gonna kind of knock this out. Okay, we reduce the fortifications again. The assault odds are 5 to 1, so it jumped from 1 to 2 to 5 to 1, but we do not take the day. We do, that's with fort level 5. Now the fort level is 4. His assault value is further diminished, and Guns lost 4. That means unloading without any kind of resistance, and I think we're in it. We're in it for the long haul. This also tells me that he's going to fight to surrender here, because otherwise he would have retreated with that result. Carrying on. But you know what? That's literally my opinion. I might be mistaken about how the mechanics are, and maybe he would, you know, maybe he will retreat. Anyway, we'll just continue to invest Ambon and hopefully take it tomorrow. That said, as we wrap up here, I will take some time to talk about the map and the activities of the day, maybe cover some things and push forward. Okay, let's look at this briefly. The ops report. All right, there's not really much to talk about. We do have some crash, at least a crash. We'll see how the rest of our units went. Um, upgrading bases or expanding. Let's uh let's carry on to well, let's look at this losses first. 4-2. We had a lot of stuff going on. Here you can see almost 9,000 sorties to 3,400. Okay. He lost a couple Tojos, and we lost a smattering of things. And you can see those here. The usual transport aircraft, but 0 pilots lost. That's encouraging. He supposedly, nah, there's no way we sank that sub. I'm not falling for it. There's no way. We did sink this sub chaser worth 1 measly point. So this thing is so small and coastal. I wonder if you know how we can make PT boats. I wonder if this is something he can throw to get patched together there on the Japanese home islands. Anyway, okay, moving on. So here we are at NWE Talk, and I'm going to start looking at other things I can do behind here because we've got a bunch of troops sitting here unused. So I'll start working toward that goal because we could just pop in here and say hi and capture pretty much all these bases. That should be very, very, very doable. Now, they're not worth a lot of points here, um, but they add up, and of course, the point swing is 100%. He'll lose those points, and we'll gain them. So they're not worth enough points for me to build them up. I'm not going to waste the engineers there. Well, unless they're key base like in a we talk, that kind of thing. But otherwise, some of these bases, I'm not going to put a lot of energy into it. But this here, this looks like a good one. Roy Namur. Now it's got relatively high air capacity. It is only 4, but I mean that's better than 3, and it's maxed out, so I might as well take it. And I don't know how I'll use it because I've already got um, better air capacity, say here at Kusai Island. But that said, as we go west, um, all right. So as I was saying, look, no damage, so that's great, even with the bombardment. So it's repaired, fixed. We need to get some more support here, so we'll bring in some HQs. But he did not build it up for us, which is sad. But we'll build it up. We got a lot of engineers here, more to come. See this? This is an aircraft, so if he decides to bomb us from somewhere, let's say Babeldaub. But once we get in, and in fact, look, we have 92 aviation support. So what I'm going to do is I'm already going to get some naval search aircraft, pull it from back here somewhere. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to do anything crazy. I need my patrol zones to be overlapping, but I have, and I do have two free patrol, um, what's the word? Uh, Squadrons, search planes, sorry, seaplane. Um, and by the way, I'm picking up and bringing a bunch. I don't know how that sounds. Really, a few of the smaller float planes. They don't have as good of range, but if I could bring some float planes, let's say here, um, and I mean, heck, I've got this base here. If I could put some float planes here, can I don't know how to pronounce this, Kangan. I will need, of course, a some kind of AVP, AVD, something. Plant it here and put some, even just our shorter range float planes. We could see a lot. Maybe we can get a lucky bomb hit or something like that. But yeah, got some options. But now I've got a base that I can drop some float planes right away and start looking. Because this is 12 versus what I have now. Well, I guess I have this, come to think of it. That's 13, so that's not bad. And I've got them looking over this whole arc. So if I could put some guys here, I could make the arc cover like all the way up to Deval, maybe. That's kind of pushing it, but I think we've got some good overlap here. Um, I feel like this Hollandia one is very important. So I'm going to try to figure out what I can do. But I believe I can I've got some on the move, and it might take me another maybe it'll take me half a week to get that uh, float plane squadron here. And the others are going to take a lot longer because they have to go by ship till they get in the theater. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we have basically a fully repaired base, and we'll get started upgrading it. Um, all right, moving on. This one is a bit more challenging. We've kind of run into a brick wall here. I think I need to keep pushing, even with our own fatigue and disruption. So we'll do that. Now, while I'm here on this hex, I think I showed you this, the damage of our ships, to our ships. Let's see, the one that I made. Okay, so wow, yeah, this is going down for sure. It had 20 fires, but now it's up to 72. I can't get these troops off. I don't know if I scuttle, if the guys will get out, but actually it's only 11 support. And it's worth only 8. I'll let it sink on its own. That's fine. Fair enough. If we lose this, that's our fault for not capping it. But we've got the Cleveland and the Alcyon, and as soon as this is unloaded, or it sinks, this should be heading on its way. I may just let these go back to Darwin. I think I'm going to head back to Darwin. We'll get there and see what repairs we can do there. Um, no, these look like they're in good enough condition. I'll just send them straight to Brisbane. But check this out. I think I showed you this also. We lost one gun, got damaged due to bombs, even though the ship itself tanked the bombs very well. But we do have some device damage. as a result of those bombs. All right, carrying on. Yeah, I think that's it. But just so we can know what's going on, I did have the Essex Fighter Group, Long Range Cap, Ambon. So for some reason it didn't take, although the fatigue is really high, so I guess it did. Anyway, I'll take a look at all that. I'll probably rotate through and have some other squadrons go while that one rests. That said, let's come up here. Okay, so what I was saying is, so this, the 11th is here. I'm gonna rebuild it. It says upgrade allowed. That's okay. I'm gonna allow upgrades, especially because it's combined. As long as it's combined, I'm okay with that. I just didn't really want, I honestly didn't want it to individual regiments to upgrade and then we're stuck separate regiments. Um, but all this stuff made it here. We do have, I believe, oh shoot, it's further behind than I thought. All right, it should take 2 to 3 more days for this to get all the way here. However, we do have time because oh, okay, so we're ready to pull the trigger. That loaded up fast. Okay. All right. So, man, I'm nervous. All right. These are scheduled to follow this this what's the word? Task force. Whew, I guess we're in it. We're sticking our neck out. That's okay. Let's do it. Let's pull the trigger. Let's charge in. Um, and I guess we'll follow until we get close to Port Blair. The carriers kind of stand off and fly cap. We have P-38s here at Prom. I'll probably base them to Bassine and fly cover as well because I'm very nervous with all these bombers here. I'm very nervous that he's going to be very active in bombing our troops here. But, um, and he's got almost 80,000 troops here, but we've got also a lot of tanks. Oh man, I'm not sure if this is a good idea. We've run into problems in this area theater before, and I maybe I have PTSD. But let's get it going. We have 114, almost 115,000 troops here. To his 80, it's not 2 to 1, but maybe assault value it is. We'll have to find out when we get there. And then here we've got I don't know why this replacements aren't on. Um, Now this we're waiting. We got a half a year, a little bit over, till we have all the elements here to make that division, the 36th Indian. But in the meantime, let's move all this almost 70,000 into Rangoon as well. We got combat engineers on the way. I just don't. Maybe I don't have. Maybe I'm not being patient, but we should have. Of course, each of these divisions have some combat engineers as well, so I'm not stressed about it. All right, so we're going in literally today. And not only am I pulling the trigger on marching down here, but I'm going to start bombing these ground troops. I've been bombing the bases, and now we're going to bomb the ground troops, soften it up. I just want them to have so much fatigue and disruption that we can assault successfully. He should have minimal forts, if any. All right, and then China, And by the way, I'm going to use the heavies for the bombing runs as well. Um, so yeah, it's happening. Let's see. China is yeah, it's China. This is the one theater I am not comfortable doing a lot for two reasons: supply and quality. The troops here are not designed for offensive operations. I had a chance to do something up here and opted not to take it for the reason already stated, because I'm concerned that he will, yeah, I'm concerned that even like some base forces will keep us from being successful there. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I don't know that there's much else to talk about, honestly, for right now, I mean. I did want to show, I guess it's a new month. Let's quickly look at um, what's coming available and how's the pool going for that. So these C-87 Liberators are amazing. They come in very slowly, like with a trickle of 3 per month, but I love their range. It's pretty amazing. So that's going to be great to fill those out. We finally got C-46As, but they are also trickling in at 3 per month. Do you know that means 1 per 10 days? I mean, it's pretty easy math, but I'm just saying that's like few and far between. The A24B Banshee, just now getting them. Um, I guess we're looking forward to using them. I don't know. To the best use of them is in these bases where there's short range between them and Japanese bases, so they can really do some damage to potential shipping and whatnot. The problem is he's not very aggressive, so I don't know that they'll be used much, if at all. We also got these recon mosquitoes, which have a really good range. Um, and so those will be good to get into action as well. Actually, looking at it again, oops, we're only getting these for 2 months. And so that means we'll have 10 of these aircraft when it's all said and done. That's not a lot, and we need a lot of recons. Um, but what are you going to do? Now we got the Liberator B2, B3. Wow, okay. Still a good range, better than the American versions, and decent stats all told. Um, okay. And then bow fighter. Guess what's this? Fighter bomber? Okay. Sure. P-40N. This is the Chinese. We need these in action ASAP. We got B-25Ds for the Chinese also. Um, got some night fighters, although that was in July, and really we got zero of them. We got one squadron came in with them, but we got none outside of that. So you see this R5C1. This is basically the same as the A46. High payload as far as for transports. But yeah, this is what's coming. We don't make a lot per month of any of these. We do get a lot of these fighters, so that's going to be great. Um, but but there again, the fighters aren't as necessary right now because he's not aggressively attacking us. All right. I guess we can look really quick at this. We get another air transport unit. This is another one that I want to get right up into action ASAP. And then these air transports coming in a week, and so on. And then you can look here, ship availability. Let's. I think I have like a escort carrier coming soon. Can't remember. 10 days. Casablanca. And then I'm gonna end it there. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Whoops, whoa. When we talked about August 5. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.